Today we are going to explain factors influencing price elasticity of supply. We'll explain some important factors which influence the price elasticity of supply. Number 1. Nature of commodity. Elasticity of supply to some extent depends upon the nature of the commodity. For example, perishable goods have inelastic supply because their supply cannot be increased or decreased, while the supply of durable goods is elastic because their supply can be changed. Likewise, the supply of agricultural goods is inelastic while it is elastic in case of industrial goods. So the nature of the goods also affect the price elasticity of supply. Cost of production. Elasticity of supply of a commodity to a large extent is governed by its cost of production. If the production is subject to law of diminishing costs, then supply will be elastic. On the other hand, if the law of increasing cost is in operation, the supply will be inelastic. It will be very difficult to increase supply under the rising cost conditions. Third, techniques of production. If simple techniques of production are employed in the production process of a commodity, its supply will be elastic. On the other hand, it becomes very difficult to change supply in response to change in price under complex techniques of production. So when simple techniques of production, it is elastic, and when complex techniques of production, it is inelastic. Availability of resources and facilities. The production of a commodity requires adequate resources and other facilities like irrigation, power, transportation, banking, insurance, etc. The producers feel handicapped in their absence or shortage. Hence, supply becomes inelastic. On the other hand, if these resources and facilities are easily and adequately available, producers can easily respond to change in price and it becomes elastic. Time period. Elasticity of supply is also affected by the time period involved. The longer the period, the greater will be the elasticity of supply of a commodity, and vice versa. It is because that the supply of commodity can easily be adjusted in the long period than in the short period. Economists generally classify time period into three categories: very short period, and long period. Very short period. In the very short period, time is not sufficient to make changes in output. Hence, supply will be inelastic as represented by the vertical line, this one. This. This is also known as market period. Very short period is called market period, and very short period supply curve is known as market period supply curve. So market period supply curve is perfectly inelastic. Market period supply curve is perfectly inelastic, which is vertically parallel to price axis or y-axis. In the short period, Output can be changed to some extent by changing the amount of variable factors only. The supply here will be S1 this supply curve S1 which is inelastic, indicating less than unity supply. The supply here increases somewhat in response to an increase in price. So short period supply curve is inelastic. Now long period, the S2 supply S2 supply curve represent the supply of the commodity in the long period. The small change in price here brings a larger change in supply because time is enough to enable the producers to make changes in the output. So long run supply curve is elastic supply. So I've got how the time period and elasticity of supply is related. Methods of measuring price elasticity of supply. There are two methods: elasticity of supply percentage method or proportionate method. Percentage change in quantity supplied or proportionate change in quantity supplied divided by percentage change in price or proportionate change in price. It can be expressed as elasticity of supply is equal to change in supply delta S, change in price delta P, multiplied by P original price, S original supply. The coefficient of price elasticity of supply is positive because price and quantity supplied directly related or positively related. Geometric method, it is also known as arc method or point method. Elasticity of supply at any point on the straight line supply curve is in intercept on x-axis or horizontal axis intersected by the supply curve divided by original supply. Let us take an example. AS is the supply curve. B is any point on it. Now at point B, elasticity of supply is equal to intercept on x-axis is AQ. So AQ divided by original supply at OP price is OQ. So AQ by OQ. Since AQ is less than OQ, therefore elasticity is less than 1. Similarly, we can prove if the supply curve, suppose any supply curve, this one supply curve. Its elasticity will be, if this point is suppose D, then at this, let us take suppose this is supply. So dq by oq, then it will be greater than 1. If it is from the origin, then oq by oq, it will be equal to 1. So in this way we can prove. Now one is example is done for you. Suppose the seller supplies 300 units of a product at a price of rupees 50 each and 300 units when the price rises to 75. Calculate price elasticity of supply. We know elasticity of supply is equal to delta S, change in supply divided by change in price, multiplied by original price divided by original supply. Change in supply is equal to 390 minus 300 units is equal to 90 units. Change in price is 75 minus 50 is 25. Original price is 50 and original supply is 300. Then it is 0.6, which is, we can write this one, less than 1 in elasticity. Similarly, you can work out these problems to get the price elasticity of supply. That's all for today. Thank you.